Hello everybody and welcome back to another Farming Simulator 19 video with me, CWATTYESO. I'm back on the Estancia Lapacho map, but this is not the same save game and map from my previous Let's Play series. This is a new save game I started very recently to enable me to test a few mods and bits and pieces, and also test a few edits that I've been doing to the map myself. I've been opening the map up in the editor and tweaking it and playing it with it and doing bits and bobs and learning a bit how the editor works. I've also fixed a lot of the issues with the map that Giants refuse to fix, and I've even added in a few extra decorations like an extra tree here and other bits and bobs. I removed all the fake trees from the map, all them horrible fake little things that clip into the ground. They're an absolute nuisance and a bane of everyone's existence. And then I started setting up the farm as a different map. But the reason I'm doing this video today is because I'm showing off the Contractor Mod. Now, obviously, disclaimer right at the start, the Contractor Mod is still in, as far as I'm concerned, early development. It does have some issues, it does have some bugs, and the author is fixing those bugs. He has submitted an update already for the mod after it appeared on the mod hub to fix an incompatibility with another mod. There are several other issues that he is working to fix and address. The only thing I would stress at this point is, for anyone using the Contractor Mod, if you do have any problems, do have any issues, do have any, you know, glitches, bugs, crashes, etc., please go to the mod author's page on GitHub and go to the issues tab and open a new issue. Detail the problem you had and experienced, include your log file. That's the best way to help the author, you know, basically improve the mod, bug fix it and stuff. So the question is, what does the Contractor Mod do? Well, basically it generates a load of additional players and characters in the game. Like, we've got Rose stood here, and I've got Helgi over here, and Helgi would be relieved to know, if Helgetus is watching this video, would be relieved to know he is actually male for once. The Helper Admin mod in my Fenton Forest series never ever spawned him as a male character, whereas at least with the Contractor Mod I can set him up to be a male character. And there are a couple of others around the map somewhere. I've got Chuck, I think a guy named Chuck. I've got Dolores. They're somewhere around. I will go find them in a second. I've kind of set this map up a bit differently for this for how I'm playing. I've got a lot of the production mods that we've got now down here on this bit of land down here. I think in my actual Estancia Let's Play series, this space just had a barn on it for selling bales and my heating plant and stuff, and obviously large silo bin extensions to extend the capacity of the farm silo. But obviously for this this save, I've basically put my own silo in, a much better silo with a bigger capacity right off the bat that accepts a few additional crop types. I've got my lime station here to take advantage of the fact that these markings are part of the map, built into the map, and don't disappear when you sell the silo. So I placed me lime station here to basically fill up with lime. As most people who probably watch my Estancia series will know, I originally put my lime station down here in that series. But I've basically got all the production buildings. Obviously I've got a different barn set up over here for putting my vehicles in. I just used the open sheds in that series. I've got Hayloft over here, the one that got removed from the mod hub for whatever reason, short hours after it was uploaded. So I haven't had to do me normal hayloft sort of in these trees and that. Obviously I had the workshop placed here in my Let's Play series, and a fuel station here. I've got this fuel station on this map, and my garage is actually built into this shed mod, which is available on the mod hub. Your garage is in here, your workshop. All the doors animate on this building, and your lights. I like this shed mod for the simple reason, when you go through here, you come into this room, and basically I'll put all the characters in here and basically have like a team meeting. You know, for like true roleplay experience. At the start every morning, I call all the farmers together, and we have a team meeting to determine what we're going to be doing. I've also got another shed building here. I changed this one. Yeah, I put this one in yesterday. I did have another shed located here, which was this American big shed with roller doors, but it's a bit glitched and broken, and that's partly my fault, partly the author's fault. In this bit of the building at the back, there's like 2 little roller doors here, but unfortunately there's like there's like an invisible wall running right down the middle of that furthest bay. I think it's part of the supposed to be part of the stuff that goes on this wall that goes over the windows, and it's basically floating right in the middle of that of the bay, that end bay on the left. So you can't get any vehicles in there because there's basically like a wall running right the way down, an invisible wall. So of course I went in the editor and deleted it, but obviously it changes all the IDs when you remove something from an i3D. So then when I come back into game, the wall was gone, but I wasn't no longer able to open any of the doors, so I couldn't get vehicles in or out because I broke all the numbering. So I ended up selling that shed off and putting this one in. I also put my chickens in here, look. Took advantage of this hayloft being, well, just an empty shed of a building, and basically tacked me chicken coop onto it at the back end. I think that's pretty cool. I've got me sheep over here. I'm using a much larger sheep pen on this map this time, which should be able to hold a lot more pallets of wool before it complains and cries at me about no room. And then I actually decided to build me pig place over here on the opposite side of the road this time. So I've got a nice pig pen down here. Come in here, tip me pig food and me straw and everything like that. I think they've probably let me out of house and home. Near enough. I've then got a cow pen down here, but I haven't got any cows yet. And I take advantage of this bit of road on the map here. This basically owning this bit of land down here to do that, to put my animals on this side and utilise this space. It's helped as well because of the fact, like I say, I've removed all the fake trees, got rid of them. There's no fake trees on this map. If I pan up a bit using the player action cam to make myself a bit taller, there is none of those horribly awkward small trees anywhere on this map. They've all been deleted and removed. And if you want to play this version of the map, my version of this Estancia map, you can do. It's uploaded on Nexus Mod's website, so you can download it and you will have the benefit of no fake trees. The silo, the starting farm silo, and all the railway silos having a slightly higher storage capacity, so you can store more stuff in your main farm silo if you start in new farmer, or you store crops in your train silos like the ones over here. You'll notice this area here, no fake trees, just real trees that you can come chop down for log and wood chips if you want, which I plan to do at some point, because then I'm going to actually have a field that runs all the way down here and all the way back to the main farm. I'm going to have this area as a big field. In my Estancia series, I did it on the field at the top, but I've got different plans for that field this time around. So yeah, your train silos have a much better capacity on my version of the map, my edit. I've also adjusted some of the sell points around the map to make them a bit more useful. In fact, actually, let's go back into this mode, because you can move around a lot faster in landscaping mode, and you don't have the footsteps. So yeah, I'm not going to remove all the trees from here this time on this save in this game and turn this into a big field. What I am, however, going to do, as soon as field 8 over here has finished, the sunflowers have finished growing and harvesting, I am going to plough field 8 into field 7, and then I'm going to carry on and plough it into field 10 here, which I'm going to plough across into field 11, and then I'm going to plough field 11 back into field 7, which obviously back into field 8. So this will become a big field, a huge field. What I have done already is I've ploughed field 6 into field 2 this time round. In my Let's Play series, I've ploughed field 6 into field 4 and 5. However, what I've just done on this particular map, having just done some forage harvesting on field 3 and 4, is I've now ploughed field 3, 4 and 5 together to make one big field. Haven't done anything with field 29 yet. I have got a new mod that I'm going to be testing a little bit later, the Bush Bandit mod, which should enable me to just take off a bit of the edging of this field, go along the top a bit, just to give my workers a bit more room to manoeuvre. So that's done. Field 1, as you may notice, I've extended across. I took out the trees that were on this bit of land, and I've made field 1 much wider and bigger. Field 14 and 15 I've pretty much left. I have put an additional road in down here and all the way along the bottom, again just to stop when workers are working the field that they don't drive out into the road, and they actually do work the field all the way to the end without missing bits. Same with field 15. So obviously in my Let's Play series, this was where I had all my animal pens and my cows, my sheep and my pigs and stuff, and my root crop storages. And obviously I joined these fields together then and made them just basically one big grass field. I'm not doing that this time round, doing it slightly different. As I say, I've put on, again, pathway in down here to link up with field 9, which I have extended in width and in length. So field 9's got a lot bigger on this particular save, as you can see. I also own field 12 up at the top here, but I haven't really done anything with that, apart from remove the trees in this area to make it a bit easier to get into, and remove some of the trees from down here so that vehicles can turn around without any issues. Might use this as a sugarcane field, because it's probably the smallest field I own. If I head back this way to the BGA, I haven't made too many changes at the BGA apart from making the triggers a bit bigger and moving the triggers, so that, again, for someone like me who likes to use course play and just have trucks doing automated driving courses whilst I'm off doing other things, I can now have a guy drive in, fill up with digestate and take it back and store it. I've also slightly extended the tip trigger out for the unload point to make it a bit easier for people who don't like reversing trailers, and also I've made the bale trigger a lot sort of high, taller, so that when you again reverse and tip bales into this trigger, it sells the bales a lot easier and a lot quicker. I've also increased the capacity of the unload point and the digestate storage. I've raised them up to about, I think I've raised the unload capacity for loose material to 250,000 litres and bales to 250,000 litres, and therefore storage capacity at this end for Digest 8 is at 500,000 litres now. Also, the processing rate, rather than being 10 litres a second, it's 100 litres a second. So it will process your delivered goods a lot faster on my version of the map. Have a quick run round. I haven't changed anything really else on the farm. I wanted to have a look and see if I could play with the level crossings and see if I could shift the barriers back and put them actually not on the road. But that's a bit more complicated and something I've got to look at doing later. Not changed anything to do with the harbour sell point, apart from remove some of the objects and items that were here, which were kind of in the way when you're driving in and through the sell point. So I deleted those, got rid of them off the map. Again, no fake trees anywhere, all nicely got rid of. And then down here at the spinnery, I've made a bit of a change. Used to, in the Giants version of the map, when you try to deliver your wool or cotton, you would basically collide with that thing, that crane, which was parked right here, wasn't it? as you know, as you're trying to drive in here and drive around with your bale trailer and whatever, your cotton trailer, that crane would be right in the way. So I've basically just moved it. I've shifted it from here down to here. So when you're driving in, you can drive in with your trailer, drive past it, and then you've got plenty of room to turn around and drive through the box, the trigger zone there. Or if you come in this way down here, you can drive in, tip, and get out without any collisions. Another change I made for my own sanity, and as anyone who watched my Estancia series will know of the pain and struggle I had with the bakery sell point, trying to reverse trailers in here. I've got rid of a section of the fence that kind of stuck out to about here, which made trying to line up and reverse a trailer in here awkward. I've still got the fence at the back bit, but I've opened up along here so you can actually get vehicles. You could even get an auger wagon in here and pipe out and deliver into that sell point to make life a bit easier for people. And that's pretty much the changes. I've never really showcased my map edit before, but here it is. And like I say, I like the Estancia Lapacho map. Maybe I've got nostalgia for it and a little bit of a favouritism towards this map because it was the first map I ever played in FS19, and I just really like it. It was like it feels like home in that sense. It was the first map I played. It's the one I always come back to when I'm testing mods and stuff on my other profile. And like I say, I've now started a whole new save game using the Contractor Mod, and I've, like I say, used different buildings, got the production buildings in this time, and everything's going a lot different. And like I say, the way I've set up the fields and ploughing fields together and joining the fields up is a lot different this time. So it's going to make things a bit different. Right, but anyway, here I am. I'm stood in the middle of the field. Not really getting a lot done. I don't think there's a lot to do today on this map. But let's tab. And now we are in control of Dolores. So Dolores is down here. She's keeping, obviously, tabs on the big buds. If I tab again, I now become Chuck, who's driving my Fendt Tri-6. He's just finished ploughing together fields 3, 4 and 5 for me. I'm now going to take him down, park him well out of the way. He's going to do, as I say, he's going to do fields 10, 11, 7 and 8 once I've got the sunflower off field 8. I've just harvested grass off of field 10 here. So That's not too bad. I need to put grass back in somewhere though at some point, because I do need to be able to feed the sheep, and I'm going to need to be able to feed the cows when I get them. So anyway, we'll leave Chuck over here. But actually we'll hop him out of the vehicle, that makes a bit more sense. We've got Rose, obviously, who was in the building, who was in the shed. She can come over here, talk to Helgi. Get the height right. Obviously, if we tab into Helgi now, he turns round. Oh, there's Rose. And obviously, we can go backwards and forwards between Rose and Helgi, using the tab forward, tab back. What this mod does is disable the ability to tab directly into a vehicle. So, for people who like a bit of more simulation and realism in their farming sim game, you now need to go and actually find the vehicle you want to use and get in it all the time. You can, if you really want to, you can still go into the map. The mod author has re-enabled this part of the mod, so you can actually still go into the map, grab a vehicle and enter it that way. If you want to fast travel across a map to a vehicle, you can do. Also, one of the things this mod is supposed to do is allow, obviously, multiple characters to basically share vehicles. So one character can sit in the driver's seat, another one can sit in the passenger seat. However, that feature only really works right now if you're using the vanilla default in-game vehicles. If you're using modded vehicles, which pretty much exclusively is all I do, I don't use the vanilla vehicles, it doesn't work. You would have to go into those modded vehicles and add some code and stuff to the XML files to make them compatible with the Contractor Mod, although the Contractor Mod author says he is working on adding an in-game menu to the mod, which will enable you to edit and customize features and functionality of the Contractor Mod directly in-game, because right now the only way to change character names, appearances, the number of characters you have available, the size of the name text in the top right hand corner of the screen to show which character you're in control of, that all has to be done by editing an XML file within the mod, within the save game folder, within your mod settings folder, and it's a bit awkward and maybe beyond the scope and ability of some people who play the game, especially maybe some younger people. But if there's an option to bring up a menu in game, like say with other mods, you know, like we hop into a tractor, and obviously this is good, guidance steering, I can press a button, bring up guidance steering settings, and I can basically configure and change the mod via a menu. That's what the mod author's striving to basically implement in his mod, a way to change all the settings and stuff within the game in a menu. That will be great. Great addition to the mod and a great help to a lot of people. You do notice sometimes, and I think this is more an issue with the game than the mod, that sometimes the characters start having this kind of Parkinson's tremor thing going on. They look like a Parkinson's patient. Or they look like they're having some kind of epileptic fit and stuff like that. And no, I'm not making fun of epileptics or Parkinson's people, because, you know, I myself am a epileptic, and I also have a quite severe tremor in on my left side. So, you know, I'm making fun of myself as much as anyone else. So please don't start your hateful comments. So that's pretty much the contract. I like the idea of the contract. Also, the good thing about the Contractor Mod is when you do jump into a vehicle and you're doing a job on a field, say for example I come up here and I'm fertilising this field. If I decide halfway through the field, or as I start the field, that, you know what, I would like to assign this to a worker, and I hit the hire worker button, it doesn't replace the character in the tractor. It carries on, but basically the character becomes the worker. And it's the same, it works with course play as well. It doesn't change the person in the seat. It might change the name on the PDA minimap down here. And if you use like helper admin or stuff to change helper wages and helper prices on the PDA, it will display the helper admin name, as it will any messages pertaining to that helper admin. Like if they're driving a harvester, it will say, you know, Elizabeth has reached 80% tank full or whatever. But if when you actually go to the harvester, it's still your character that you've set up, your characters that you've set up driving it. So you just kind of need to ignore those messages. Don't pay them too much attention. For all, you know, visual purposes in game and actual thing, it's the people that you've created and configured and set up. So yeah, it's interesting. It's definitely an interesting concept, playing with multiple people, multiple different characters, and having to, you know, actually go to the vehicles and get in them rather than just hopping between vehicles. It takes a bit of getting used to if you've got used to hopping between vehicles, you know, fast travelling to vehicles. I do hope these sunflowers grow quick, because I do want to get this field ploughed together. I want to get all my fields linked up so I can really start cracking on. As I say, this isn't a series that I'm recording and uploading videos on. This is just a save game for me to play off camera, have a bit of a less stressful gaming experience. So yeah, I've pretty much got 5 workers set up. There's obviously my default character, who anyone who watched the Estancia series will definitely recognise. And then, as I say, we've got Helgi Rose, who was going to be my character on my Mercury Farms series, but then I changed my mind. Don't know where Chuck comes from. He's probably one of the default characters in the mod. And of course, Dolores. Everyone remembers Dolores Floffelbotham from the old family farm. Hello, Dolores. Yeah. I notice... Chuck's having the tremors too. Player action cam, I've just realised, needs to be configured for every worker, otherwise they appear at different... That could be... Some people might think that's a realism thing, you know? Make the female player characters shorter than the male ones. But for me, I find that a bit weird, walking around the map and everything's like up there. So yeah, if you're using I've noticed I've had to start using the player action cam mod. I don't normally use it. I haven't normally really used it, but I have noticed just lately that in game my character always looks like a midget. He looks really, really small on a lot of games and a lot of maps, and I don't know why that is. But yeah, this is my my new Estancia setup. I'm looking forward to putting some time in it. Obviously, I've got my manure and slurry storage. I've got that built in. I've added that. I still don't know what I'm going to do with this. It still needs some changes and tweaks before it can be passed and certified by Giants for inclusion on the mod hub. What I have to do, however, to make it console compatible is remove this spinning, rotating slurry. So I've got to remove the script attached to that, and then I've got to change some other stuff to do with some info in the XML to do with the console vertex buffer and texture size and or something else that they put in their review report that I've got to do for it to be considered for consoles. It's good to go on PC. If I just wanted to release it on PC, Giants are happy. They would be quite happy to publish it on PC and make it available to everybody on the Mod Hub. But I was kind of really hoping to get it on PlayStation because we've not got a manure silo on consoles. Console players don't have a manure slurry silo where they can come and store stuff. They have mods where they can come and buy stuff, but nowhere to store it when their animal pens produce it. So I would have loved to have seen this on the console Mod Hub, but alas, unless I make some further changes to it, it's only PC compatible at the minute. Because, as I say, it's got a script in it. It's got that script, and it needs some additional information putting in the XML for consoles. To do with basically determining the slot count and how much space and slots this thing is going to use on consoles, because obviously on PC we don't have that issue, but it needs to be set up with the correct information so it uses the right number of slots for console players. So that's kind of where that mod's at the minute. It's kind of in limbo. I'm just debating whether to make the changes or not, or whether just to release it as a PC only sort of thing. I'm not really sure. If I was going to release it PC only, I could add a bunch of stuff back into it that Giants asked to be removed or changed, and I could publish it on, say, Nexus Mods myself, and skip the Mod Hub altogether. Or, like I say, keep it as is and let it go on the Mod Hub. I don't know. I do like the sheet pen though. It's going to be nice having more pallets of wool appear in this custom modded large sheet pen that I found online. I think it's kind of cool as well, because I think this acts as like a normal shed. I think I can open the doors. The ground goes a bit wonky in here because of the way I terraformed the land around it, but we won't pay much attention. So I've got another shed I could store buildings in. I could probably put my mower and that in there, actually. Thinking, I was trying to find somewhere to put my mower. I don't know where I did store the mower in the end. Is it in here? Or is it in here? Not in there. It's not in there. That's my forage harvester, which works brilliantly now. I've changed the friction scale on the wheels. It does, and actually have added friction scale to the wheels. It doesn't skid and slide all over the place now when you're trying to use it. Massive improvement. I know I've got a mower somewhere. I've got the big M 450. Ah, it's over here, look. I've parked it next to the aeroplane. Parked it in this shed down here. And again, I've added the friction scale to the wheels on this thing. Initially I did break it though, and I couldn't work out why it wasn't appearing in game even though it was in my mod folder. And when I went back, it took me quite a while of staring at lines of code in the XML file to figure out where I'd gone wrong. And basically in the default version of the mod, the front wheels already have friction scale applied, the rear ones don't. However, what I did, I added friction scale to the rear wheels and an additional friction scale line to the front wheels. So basically the front wheels had two lots of friction scale coding on the same sort of line in the same section of the mod, and it broke it. It created an error when you loaded into game. So for me, looking at the mod folder, the mod was there. When I came into game, it wasn't. And that's also why when I did my Mercury Farms video recently, one of the episodes there, I was like, I was looking for mowers and I couldn't understand why I couldn't see the mower in the store when I came in here to buy mowers. I just basically had the Big M and the Fortschritt, and I didn't have Stevie's mower, and I couldn't understand why. And then it turns out it's because of me. I broke the code. I duplicated some information and it just broke it. But I fixed it now and it works on all my profiles quite happily. Obviously, Wilson Super Bees. Oh, love this trailer system. Love this trailer. Especially now it's had a bit of a capacity boost again to make it a bit more logical. I don't yet have it configured that, so I haven't yet. I've got 2 of these trailers just as duals at the minute. I'm going to be buying 2 more, so I can basically add a 3rd trailer to each one. Got me lovely windrower loading wagon, which is very useful for picking up straw and hay and grass and stuff. Although, to be fair, I wouldn't have to pick up a lot of hay because I've got my drying station somewhere. Here it is. No, that's my seed production. Grass drying is done over here at this one to make hay. Got my pig food making station down here ready for when I start making pig food. And I've got my TMR production station for making TMR, which is one of the reasons why I haven't got cows yet, because I haven't actually been in a position yet to be able to make any of this stuff. I've got some straw and I've got some silage over here because I've obviously done grass and I did some chaffing, so I should have plenty of silage over here now because I did 2 fields of chaff, and then I did, so yeah, I've got 444,081 litres of silage ready to be unloaded and moved and put into the TMR production over there. I've been making some fuel. I've got 22,000, just over 22,000 litres of diesel, and I've got some pig food, obviously from the canola, putting the canola into this station here. I had a couple of fields when I loaded up the map, started the map that had canola already pre-planted and seeded, so I've made use of that. But I do need to get cracking on with my own crops. So the next job will be to get this new field that I've just created last night. Get that seeded with something. Most likely, it probably needs to be lime spreaded first, I'm thinking. Yeah. That's going to be a pain. That's not so good because I forgot to plough. Even though I created, obviously, I've joined field 6 and 2 together. For some reason, the game reckons that that bit needs to be ploughed, but it was when I joined the fields together, so maybe that'll be sorted out and rectified on the next cycle, because after obviously this canola has grown and been harvested, I will plough the field again. Some of field 1 is obviously 2-stage fertilised, some of it isn't, and the reason for that obviously is because when I extended this field outwards and basically ploughed in the grassland that was already here, that gives it that additional fertilising state. And then of course, as I've come over it and done the sowed the oats, the seed has put down the second stage of fertilisation then on that bit that I've ploughed and created the field onto, whereas on the field that was already here, it's only done 1 stage. But as I say, this is early doors, this is early game days, this is only Wednesday, so obviously the game starts on Monday, so I've had 1 day of setting everything up, a lot of things setting everything up. I've had 1 day where I've been harvesting and working the fields and getting stuff changed and tweaked, and now this is my 3rd day and I'm still in the process of starting up. I'm looking forward to playing on this map again, off camera maybe. Oh, I might stream it. I might decide to play this map on Twitch at weekends, maybe on a Saturday, load it up and just stream for an afternoon with the multiple characters that we've got available to us here, and see how everything goes. Got your sheepies. Hello, sheepies. But yeah, I just want to have a quick look at the map. Do a quick little video whilst I'm waiting for other stuff and things to occur and appear for me to cover on the channel. I've decided to do my Mercury Farms channel as a every other day upload rather than uploading it every day. So in between Mercury Farms videos, I do need to find something else to upload. That will probably be when I tend to do me map look videos, and videos like this, like kind of like one-off random videos. So anyway, hope you've liked this slightly different video. If you have, please feel free to click that like button. If you're not already doing so, go ahead, press the subscribe button. Please feel free to leave any questions, comments, suggestions or feedback in the comment section down below. And I'll see you all again very soon with some more videos. Goodbye for now.